Hello my friends, GhostChin3 here. Today I wanted to show you the Lansky Blademedic Sharpener. I love this little thing. Some people say it's heavy, I guess a little bit, but I mean, heavy, come on. It's this small. So to each his own, I don't know, this is maybe too heavy for people. It's too hardcore for some people, I don't know. I'm going to stop laughing in a second. Main thing I'm doing this video today is a lot of my friends have been asking me about sharpeners and how to sharpen knives. I've been doing this since a little kid. There's many methods. I know about others worldwide, different techniques, and I'm going to show you some on different ones, but for right now this video is going to be specifically on this Lansky one, and a lot of people are confused on what all these things do, and I'm going to explain them and show you guys on different knives, and that way you don't ruin your knives, and that way you guys have a good explanation of what it does. The instructions are pretty good, they're decent, but nothing like, you know, really knowing. I've done my research on stuff for years, and this is what I like taking with me when I'm going out backpacking, deep out there, camping. You know, when you use your knife, you're going to dull it a little bit, just a little bit. That's just normal. So if you're going to be using your knife, anything kind of like that, axe, hatchet, you're going to need a sharpener. So it's good to have a sharpener when you're out in the woods. So anyways, let's get to this. All right, the first right here, you see carbide, right here, where my finger's at. Now I'm going to explain that in a second. Just let me go through everything first. Second one, ceramic, right here. My finger's pointing. And I'm going to show you how to use a knife and go through those. And of course the ceramic up here. This ceramic is more of a, the grit is, I couldn't tell you the number, but it's light. This is a medium grit up here. And I want you to see the angle of this. Do you see that right there? How it's kind of, I don't know, dome shaped a little bit. I might be using the wrong reference. Well, that's going to be for serrated part of the knives, in case you guys don't know. And you could use a regular knife to sharpen. I'm going to demonstrate that for you. But if you can see that real quick, see that? Kind of dome looking. That'll fit right into the serrations of your knives. I'm going to go through that. And here, which you could just about use as a weapon, this is your diamond tapered rod. And that you can use in serrations as well, and on fish hooks. And the kind of knives that have that hook, like the seatbelt cutters and all that, or fish for fish gutting, this is what will do it as well. So, which you can use this part here, but this is basically here, and has a nice little hole here for a little carabiner or maybe 550 cord or something you can use. But I like the way it excuse me, labels everything. There's two screws right here, which you could actually order these parts once these blades or the carbide blade here and the ceramic get dull or black, as you can start seeing them from the metal shavings from your knife, and order them and take it apart and put them in and even move them. So that's really cool. These things go about 10 to 15 bucks. I've seen. I got mine for 12. So anyways, let's get started so I can show you guys on different size knives. This one, the blade's about 3.5 inches right here. So what you want to do is, obviously, I'm going to try to do it here for you guys can see in the camera. You're basically going to put this straight down, flat, like this. And whether you're right or left-handed, doesn't matter. I'm doing it this way so you guys can see what I'm doing here. And in fact, I'm going to try to get a little closer here so you guys can get a view, hopefully, here. Anyways, the carbide, I recommend you don't use it that much. Unless your blade is so messed up, you could feel it. I mean, this is the way, by the way, some people go straight up to feel if their knife is sharp. You're going to cut yourself. If you own knives, you probably cut yourself more than once. I've done it. It's just the way it is. If you're a person who's never cut themselves, wow, you're in the lotto odds. It's that high. You want to go, I'm going to hold it this way you guys see. You want to go like this. You want to go basically horizontal to the knife. The knife's this way, and you'll be able to feel it. It's when you start going at an angle up as you're going to cut yourself. So you always want to do it this way. Be very careful. My knives are extremely sharp. I like them that way. So I use either one. I can tell. Once you get to, if you're new to knife sharpening, you'll be able to feel it's dull. Don't start screwing around and cut yourself. But even with paper, once you use it a lot, they'll start to dull out. This one's decently sharpened. But that's the way you want to do it. Horizontal. And not too hard, just light. You'll be able to feel it. You'll start to get the feeling of it. So if you're going to use this right here, you're going to use, I'll put it right here. Let's pretend this is sitting on something, because that's how you want to do it. That's just easier, and of course to the manufacturer. Once it's like that, it gives you the angle. what you're going to do basically, I'm going to hold this way you can see, is go straight. Not too hard. I mean, you could lay it on there just a little weight. You don't need to do it that hard. What the carbide is for, which I don't recommend using it much. Everyone wants to use it all the time. They don't know. The carbide basically is to repair the blade more or less. If your blade's just extremely dull, maybe it's a cheap knife. I mean, you don't want to really thrash your super good knives. But and this is just a basic knife here, which is a good one though. What it does, you won't see it unless you put a white piece of paper under everything. Don't believe me, try it. And you'll see the metal shavings coming off, almost like you're sanding it. And what that does, if you got burrs here, like, I mean, if I took this right now and I went bam on a piece of brick and it starts to dent in there, and of course I kind of ruin it a bit. Well, that's what the carbide does. Carbide's going to be stronger here. And you're going to just do it a little harder until it feels smooth, because you're going to feel where that burr is at. So that's what's going to straighten out. Then you're going to use the ceramic here, which this one's a fine ceramic here. This one's a medium up there. And then you're going to smooth it out this way. That's what those two are for. If you want to just sharpen your knife, use a ceramic. Just a ceramic this way. That's all you're going to do. If you go 3 times like this, feel it out like that. You know, wipe it down with a cloth. Do it again. Another 3, 4 times, whatever it is. You don't have to put that much hard weight, because remember, you can start basically almost dulling your blade. Not dulling it, but you're going to knock off more shavings on there. Really small shavings, like kind of grain of sand. But that's what the carbide does. So you only use a carbide when you absolutely need to. I mean, it's so dull, maybe an emergency moment, you're out in the woods or whatever. Okay, fine. Or let's say you've kind of ruined your blade a little bit, you know, you've kind of tortured it, then feel it like I told you, like this, and you could tell, or you could see the burrs, and then that's what you're going to use a carbide. So that's what the carbide's for. Some people think it's a quick sharpening, it works quick. Well, yeah, because it's tearing off the metal off your knives. If you have some really good expensive knives, I don't think you want that, because after a while, you know, maybe years or a year, might take a while, it's basically ruining down your blade. So you don't want that. So that's what that's for. The ceramic basically is to sharpen it. Like I said, this is fine, this is coarse. Here's what you could also do with this. You could actually, and I'm holding like this for the camera, so I apologize. I'm right-handed, but I can do it both ways. It's good to know both ways. Hear that? Love that sound. If you do 3, whatever amount of times you do on one side, you do the same on the other. At an angle, so you can see, because you want to do the whole blade from the bottom to the tip. So you can see that little line there, that's part of the metal already. I mean, I'm not doing it hard. What you do, like I said, is clean the blade with a towel or something, cheap rag. Get any metal shavings or anything. So that's probably from the carbide when I was doing it. Normally that's not going to happen. So anyways, this is what you do. You could also, here's another technique. Coming forward. A little more dangerous because you have your hand here. You're going to cut yourself. If you're not experienced, you know, do it slow. Be patient. So this is another way of sharpening a knife. And of course you could switch hands and then do the other side. That sound will become familiar. You're holding at about 20% angle. I don't stick with percentages because some people don't know what that is, but I'm going to try to show you. It's about there. You don't want to go too flat. You're not going up this high. That's too high. About there. And you just learn. You just play with it. So when you want to sharpen it, you're going to want to use the medium one when you're using Lansky. That's what I recommend. If your knife's medium sharpened already, or decently, it's a little dull, this is what you want to do. Just like that. You don't have to put that much weight on it. Just do it. So equal on each side. It's already getting sharper, I can tell. It feels great. Remember what I showed you? Just like this. Horizontal. And you'll be able to tell the difference. Now, another thing too with this, you can use this diamond tapered rod if you needed to or want to. Oh, definitely. Hear the sound? A little different, but you could even go from the other side, so you can do both. You can even get faster once you get better. But you can also do it this way, down at an angle, because you want to get from low to high to the tip. And then if you wanted to, you could switch sides and do the same thing either. You know, you could also do it upward. There's different techniques. Some people, I'm sure I'm going to get comments of so-called experts or people, oh, well, this is the way I do it. Open your mind. There's different techniques to whetstones, to these things right here, these rods, the ceramics, all this to knives. I'll even use another one right here. This SOG knife right here. And you could use it, like I said, this way. Use the angle. Just takes practice. I've been doing this for a million years. You could do it downward. very carefully. Now, I recommend turning it on its back like this, that way. But if you're going to do it towards yourself, be very careful with your fingers. You don't have to really go fast, like I said, but you can go outward. You can do it this way. These are just different techniques. Now, I have noticed with different techniques like this, different knives seem to get sharper depending on, of course, many factors of metal, the type of blade, and the angle and technique you're using. So try them. You're going to find out that some knives, maybe going forward like this, gets it sharper. Maybe doing it this way gets it sharper. So don't just get that tunnel vision and think, wow, just one way and that's it. There's different ways. Like I said, this way, there's this way. You can go back and forth. There's this way down towards the blade. And there is one I'm going to show in a whetstone in another video. This, I don't know if any of you ever seen it. You're going clockwise. Believe it or not, some knives it doesn't work. It does work. It's a different technique used. So it's still sharp. So these are different techniques. Now, like I said, I recommend this. Some people, oh, I've heard it, it's heavy. I guess for small, I mean, I couldn't tell you the weight, the ounces. I'm going to try to look on the paperwork here, but I guess they're not worried about the weight either. I'm not. I mean, my God, if this is too heavy for you, for home use, great. But if it's too heavy for you to carry, if you have medical problems, I totally understand. If you don't, then you need to start getting a gym or something, my friends, because this is very good. Like I said, I don't do nothing for the companies. I just use, if I use it and it works, I like to share it. Same with a lot of your videos. That helps me, like, hey, that guy likes this, or that guy thinks it's junk, and then I get to investigate a little bit more. So anyways, and now I'm going to try a bigger knife, just so you guys see different sizes. Look at this baby. Love this thing, huh? Big old Bowie knife. Now this thing's kind of sharp already. And the same thing. Metal's different, obviously, but it's sharp. I could use this just a little longer, or you can put that away and use the ceramic. Of course, this is a small ceramic, so you're just going to have to modify how you do it. You could still do it. Of course, for something this big, you want a little longer one or a whetstone. Unfortunately, one thing I don't like about the Lansky, I bought another one for a gift for a couple of friends, is, yeah, it holds in, but every now and then it pops out. See that? So you can put a rubber band. It's nothing that I'm going to cry about. You can't tighten it, unfortunately. Only the 2 screws to take it apart, but it seems to fall out sometimes like that. But other than that, it's awesome. But like I said, I put a rubber band around there and you're good to go. Nothing big. This big blade does work on the carbide. Remember, you keep it flat also, horizontal, just like you keep this horizontal. That's how you do it. You don't have to be at an angle upward like this, downward. I'm going to demonstrate right here, showing this like if this was on a flat surface. This is all you do, pull back. You're not going forward. You always want to pull back from low to tip. Same with the ceramic, same thing. So on this, same thing. So that's how that works. Anyways, hope you guys like this video. Oh, by the way, like I said, you could use fish hooks. I apologize, I almost forgot. Oh, I should eat first. Here's some serrated edges, and I apologize, I almost forgot. This is how this works on this. Now you want to, remember, put it on its back. That way it's not going to go, you don't want to do it this way. It's going to go back and you're going to cut your finger. Put it on its back so that way it has nowhere to go. This is how you sharpen serrated edges on any knife. As you can tell, there's, I'm going to use this my pointer here. Some small ones right here, serrated edges, and your larger ones. So obviously you can see that side's flat. This is how you do it. You use this rod right here, and you take, like, say, for example, right there, up. And even for the tiny ones, you're going to use the tip, obviously. It's going to be a little slower, like this. But for the bigger ones, you get the long strokes right here. Now, I can tell you this is damn sharp right now, because you can feel it, but whew, see blood popping. Remember what I told you guys about this right here? Same thing. If you don't want to use the diamond one first, and you're doing your serrations on your knives, this is a medium grit. Remember, this is the light one in the center. Same thing. Look at this. It was built for that. So that's what you'd want to do, but more than before you use the diamond rod right here. But you can use it. You can do fish hooks too, by the way. So this is all you're doing. Even the thin ones. Look at that. For the thin ones, I really recommend it. Look at that. Much easier, long stroke. And I can tell you, you can go that fast eventually. But have some patience. Oh my God, it's wicked sharp right now. I mean, just that's wicked sharp. Anyways, so that's how the serrations work on sharpening it. This is kind of a one and all. I like it for the small size. I have one in my backpack. I have one when I go camping deep, because like I said, once you use your knife, it's going to dull out just a little bit. It's always good to have a sharpener right there, so keep on using, have it good to go. So anyways, you saw the different kinds of knives I've used on this. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is the Lansky Blademedic Sharpener. Click on the like button. Appreciate it. Take care. God bless. And more videos to come, my friends.